Hello. Hi everyone, welcome back to evening 3 of the virtual exhibition. Sorry, I've had a few technical issues tonight already. Tried to go live about 3 times, and camera issues, sound issues, all sorts. If you can't hear me, let me know, and it's lovely to have you here. Thank you so much for watching and supporting so far. I know lots of you watch afterwards, the recordings afterwards, but it's lovely to have you here live, and so feel free to ask questions tonight and interact. I will be giving you a demonstration, and so let's just get cracking. So I think the first one I want to share is this one. It's actually called Free. Hi Lisa and Arlene, it's lovely so lovely. We've got a very intimate viewing just now. So this one is called Free Spirit. I painted her last year. I love how all her beautiful powers coming down. It's actually inspired by, if you've been watching the videos during the week, you'll see the view outside the window. So it's actually inspired by the bay. Very Scottish. It's got this green running through. She's called Free Spirit, this one, and I've just dropped her message. She's got a beautiful message. And it's about when we go to the sea. Oh gosh, I'm all awry tonight, I tell you. Where's it gone? There it is. All right, I'm just going to pick up these inspired messages because I think they're important. Hold on. Yes. If you can't hear me, let me know. And tonight, feel free to ask questions. So, Free Spirit, what's in a wave? Like everything. Your entire world is wrapped up in that moment. Your hopes, your dreams, your passion, your sadness, your anger, your desperation, your grief. It's all hanging there, waiting for the release. Breathe with the wave, let it all go, and when the next wave comes, release again. Let the moment sink into your soul. You are free. You have been and always will be free. I think it just sums up that energy that I feel when we go to the ocean, and you know, when you just feel so unconstrained and I don't know, just so at one with nature. I guess that's where I feel most myself, is when I'm by the sea, especially like walking barefoot on the sand. So oil boards, I'm going to give you a little demonstration. I wonder if you guys have got any painting experience. Has anyone? And so I actually, a little tip for you as well. I don't know, I haven't mentioned it so far, but I actually paint in my maiden name of Lisa Weller. And in that name and my business of Haven House Art, I actually teach people how to paint. So if anyone's interested, look up Haven House Art and you'll see some recorded tutorials. I do online classes and I do physical classes, and I teach people how to paint. But I teach people how to paint in acrylics in these classes. And I've never taught anyone how to paint in oils, just for the fact that oils for me are just so, it's like playtime where I can truly express myself and I don't have to worry about anything. So I just love to keep the oils for myself. Acrylics I teach, and for me acrylics are more about light and vibrancy, whereas the oils are more about fluidity and movement and just classic painting, you know, just for me to completely lose myself in the painting. So just a little bit of how I work. I get asked this a lot. No painting, no absolute beginners. Okay, great. Well, you'll probably find this interesting, and how it all comes together. So I go out with my camera. I have a big camera. I'm also trained in photography. Used to be a photography tutor way back in London. So I take the shots with my camera. just about starting to this year, venturing out, maybe be able to do little sketches with acrylics, but definitely can't paint oils on planner, which is like outside. So I have to take the pictures. So as you can see, this is one that's going to be started. Well, it has been started. What I've got is 3 shots, right? Okay, and the other thing is about my work is that I never paint from anyone else's inspiration, right? It has to directly have inspired me. It has to have been a moment where I was like, wow, that's awesome. That's such an amazing wave. The light's doing amazing things. So it speaks to my heart, and then I'm able to then translate it onto canvas. It wouldn't work if I was just copying someone else's pictures. So I have to be in the moment, be inspired, and then come back. So what I do is then come back, go through my pictures, find the one that will work on canvas or board. How do I know which one will work? I just know. It's like it's like instinct of like, gosh, that will make a great painting. So then I, as you have just seen, I print out the pictures. I don't use my phone. I print out the pictures. I just find it easier to work from paper than digital. The less digital, the better. So I just like to be quite old school about it. But I don't map out. First of all with pencil or anything. So it's all done with paint, right? So it's all very instinctive. And then I choose my palette. Now with waves, as we all know, the sea can be different colours. You go to the sea and sometimes it's blues, greens, turquoises, depends on the sky. But with a palette for the sea, in my opinion, needs to be quite minimal. You don't want to be having like 15 different colours, right? So with this one you will see, so I was going for a combination of all these different splashes. And also a little inside information for this one is the first time ever that I'm going to put some rocks in with my waves, and we'll just see how that works. If it doesn't work, you can paint over, which is the joy of paint. You can paint over what you've done, and it's all about risk taking. So we'll see what happens, but we'll see how the rocks work. I love the way the movement is just coming off that rock and that whole movement of going up in the air, and it's just amazing, isn't it? The power of the sea is just fantastic. So muted palette, materials that we need, right? They're all here. If I move this camera, you might fall off. So to begin with, you need, obviously, you've got this is paintbrushes, all different sizes of paintbrushes. You're resting on my paintbrushes, so I can't show you. Then we have turpentine, terps, which I thin for the first layer of the paint that goes on is thinned with terps. Then I then thin it with something called liquin, which makes the paint lovely and glossy. Okay, it gives it a lovely gloss. The way I paint, so you can paint wet on wet, where you can do a painting in one sitting. I do wet over dry. So painting, I've been asked this so many times, how long do paintings take? Depends. The big ones can take 25 to 30 hours of painting time, but a lot of that time is layers of waiting for the layers to dry, hours, weeks of waiting for oil paints to dry. And then I've lost my train of thought, but yeah, that's exactly what I'm doing with this one. So I started, I think I was showing you my equipment, wasn't I? So we've got brushes, all sorts of tubes of paint here. This is palettes. I end up using tubs, lids of tubs and more tubs. So I have one with the paint on and then one with the mixing where I mix all the colours. More brushes, and then the last thing you will need, literally, if I could, let me try and show you. It's like here, stuff everywhere, and then brushes over there. I don't know if you can see. And then also what I have to do is share this little corner here, which is my creative corner, with the Haven House artwork. So I have acrylics mixed in with oils, but it's all good because I'm not complaining, because the sea is literally outside the window there, and we have a little workshop there where people can pop in and purchase and browse products too. So it's all, but it's amazing what you can do with a small space, right? Right, so what I did was started to put the colours on. This bit has not been touched by the paint. What I might do as I go along is then add darker bits to it. It kind of grows as I paint. The paintings grow and evolve with me, but the main thing, I've just got little notes here about the way I work, is the main thing to know is that when I'm painting, the more relaxed the better. Okay, so it's like meditation music. Get into the flow, don't be stressed. If I'm stressed, it's really difficult to paint. So just always be in that calm state of mind. Allow the energy of the paint, the creativity to come through me, but also the energy of the sea and that whole tranquility of being at the sea. I'm just allowing all of that to come through me as I'm painting. To paint the boards, I can sit down, but the larger paintings that you've been seeing throughout the week, I actually have to stand up to allow all of that energy to come through. And it's also, it's really fascinating because when I'm teaching people how to paint, like, they're quite often bogged down with, oh gosh, I've got to make it look like something right at the beginning, and it's not. It's just allowing this whole creative thing to happen and evolve, and to basically, it's a picture forming, and you might not even see it forming until the very end. So it's just to let that whole process happen. Am I waffling too much? Probably. So I'm gonna now paint. Let's see what happens. Right, so I've put the colours I'm using for this one quite muted. So I've got a sap green, yellow ochre, I've got a little bit of raw umber, which is a brown, I've got a black, and then I've got copper, and I've got white, and that's me for now. But I think what might happen towards the end is that I might put gold touches through it. So right, let's have a look. So what I do is dip the brush into the it's the turpentine, and there's a little bit of that liquid in there as well, just to make it a little bit glossy. And like I said, like in this one, there are there's rocks in this that don't normally show up in paintings. So it's just to literally let the brush do what it wants to do. Not really thinking. Can you see all right there? Not really thinking, but let the brush do the work. So the other thing is that I don't exactly copy the picture. The picture's there as a guidance. I'm not one of the photorealist paintings. I used to be. I used to have to make everything look like exactly like the photograph. Now I give myself the creative freedom to stray away from the pictures, use them as guidance, but then use my own intuition, artistic license is what they call it, to literally paint how I think it should look, and not how. For example, this one, which I'm just using as a reference, the rocks are very square. Okay, that for me would just put me off. I don't like things to be that geometric. So when you see this picture finished, which maybe, what would it be, in maybe a month's time, come back in a month's time, I might do some more live feeds or whatever, and you'll see that just how much maybe that I have strayed away from that photograph. So just what I'm doing is I'm putting the paint on, it's just little bits of colour are going on. I'm using some of the colour that was up here. So what I want is this sea to be coming over the rocks. I've got, this is the rock here where it's all going to be breaking up over the top. And it's got this, it's the oil paint is mixed in with the terps. Alright, so I'll just carry on doing that, not really thinking, just letting the colour just build. This will be, once all of this painting is covered, this will be the first layer. And then we would let it dry for a week, maybe 2, and then I'd come back and there'd be another layer, and then maybe 5, 6 times I would be doing this. The paint gets thicker every time I come back, so I'm not putting so much thinner in every time I come back, so that the top layers of these paintings are very thick impasto paint, very thick, just pure oil. To be honest, when I'm doing the top layers, it's just pure oil paint and no thinner. Let's get some of that wave in there and just show you how that works. So I've got the big brush now, this one. I'll use a lot of rags, towel, and I'm going to scoop up some white and mix that into that mixture that I've already made. Let's see if I can show you. So I'm here and I'm mixing, and what I want is like an off-white. So, and I'm now putting more thinner in, and then I've got a little touch of that yellow. Okay, now this is all the base colours, going on. When you do your base colours, you look at mid-tones. You don't go dark, you don't go light, you go for the mid-tone, and then all the subsequent layers, you will go lighter and darker. Right, so my brush, it's amazing, isn't it, right? So how a brush, you would think you would just paint like this. No, not when I'm doing my waves, right? There's so much power coming through. And this is, I'm going to go over and pick up some of the colour that I've already put down over that grey earlier. Can you see? Probably not, but this is how we start, with all that amazing power coming through. Alright, again, just not thinking too much, letting the brush do the work. Oils are amazing. I love oils. They're just so fluid and velvety, and if you could like get the smell as well of this, all this in here, it just smells so classic. And I don't know, I think I'm a bit nuts, really nuts for painting. So that's how, yeah, it literally is starting to build, and we put all this colour on. The last colour I would add is white, so that would be like the very end. And now I'm just going to bring some of that colour down here. Oh, picking up hairs as I go. Right, and then bring some of this down, and then it'll blend into what I've just done. Yeah? But don't worry, it's just all going to come together. It's just enjoying all the freedom of that paint going on. I mean, you could literally sit here and try and do it in one sitting, but I think for me, I just enjoy building up the translucency, so I do it in layers so that the preceding layers are visible. You can see what's going on underneath the paint as it builds. And this is just so, first of all, I'm going to say basic layer, knowing that we're going to add all the different things and finishing touches on top. Second thing I'm going to say is it's just so relaxing for me to do, but maybe for you guys to watch as well. And I know I'm an advocate with my other business, Haven House Art. I'm actually a well-being coach, and I'm an advocate for creativity, boosting well-being, and boosting feelings of positivity, and just switching off that monkey mind. You know, the whole, when we've got all that chat going around, painting is so relaxing, and I love to combine the relaxation of paint with the sea. I just think the two of them just go hand in hand, that when you're by the sea, you're just relaxed, and then as you're painting, you're relaxing as well. Maybe even for you guys to view a painting. I believe I read recently that viewing artwork can actually boost endorphins and make you feel good as well. So it's all win-win-win. So I would just carry on. Where is my, I keep losing my picture. So that would all come down. Let's just do this quickly for you, and then you would see that's the base. You've witnessed the base layer of something going on. So we'll just bring it over here. So easy to blend this paint, it's just lovely. Now, like I said, when you come back in maybe a month's time, you might see this one. It may look completely different. It may have got darker in some areas. It's all about, you know what I'm like, it's all about the expression, isn't it? It's the statement, and it's that they all get names and stories. So sometimes if I'm working, the story will come and then I'll adapt the painting to the story because it's not dramatic enough or something like that. So we'll see what happens. I'm as intrigued to see what happens with this one as you guys. And then I'm nearly there. Let's just do this bottom bit here. All right. So yeah, that's the first layer done with you watching. That was a first. Like I said, if you're interested in learning to paint, then check out my other website, which is havenhouseart.com. Lots of tutorials. I can teach you how to paint waves in acrylics. And I'm just about to start classes, online classes in October of monthly teaching people how to paint, but there's recordings on havenhouseart.com. I've got some more boards. See, and then you try and move it, and then you get thumbprints everywhere, all over these things. And then let me just share with you a couple more boards that I've done already, just to show you, and maybe the messages coming through during the week is just how different waves are, aren't they? Like every single wave is different. Like if I went out to see the sea now, it's going to be completely different to how it was yesterday evening. This one was inspired, I don't know if you saw the video when we were out at Nos Head, which is Sinclair Gurnago Castle, and it was one of these evenings when the golden light was just touching the cusps of the waves, and this one is called, this one's called Graced by Light. Some waves are all about the energy, and some waves are all about the light, and how the last dying rays of the sun linger on the cusp as it breaks. Some moments ignite the heart and inspire us into action. May we always be graced by light and inspired into action. May the light always outshine the darkness. I think that's very apt. Thank you, Brenda. Thank you for watching. Very apt at the moment with everything that's going on in the world. It's just great to be able to share some artwork with you guys and take our focus of all the dark stuff and just be I think art is really enriching, and it's just, I think we need art. So it's lovely for me to be able to share my art with you this week, and I really appreciate you guys being here, because I literally could be speaking to myself. And the last one, which is my new, I think I've mentioned this on the open evening, but the sound went, so I'm just bringing her out again, is she's called Eternity, this one. And I don't know, maybe I shouldn't have favourites, but maybe because I just love the shape of the water, the colours. There's like little bits of magenta and green running through. Thank you, Ali. What a difference already on the waves. Was that when I was painting that they came through already? It's amazing, isn't it, that you can just do it and it, like, they show up. They literally do show up, these waves. This one is called Eternity, and her little message is: for when we have learned how to dance with the ocean, how to release to the waves, and how to sing with the wind, we have learned how to live in eternity. And I think it's that meditative state that we get in when we're at the sea is what I've kind of like tried to channel with the message and the movement of just some, mindfulness is when we completely immerse ourselves in the situation and just bring ourselves into a calm state of mind. So guys, thank you so much for watching. Is there any questions? So I'm just going to remind you again that all the paintings can be found at lisamcdonaldart.com, and that there's 20% off. There's 20% off all the paintings like these ones for this week only, and then they'll go back to full price. And that 20% of the larger paintings is being donated to Sea Sanctuary, which is a charity in Cornwall that do amazing things for people with mental health issues. If you've liked these videos, please share them. It really helps me to get to fight and boost the Facebook algorithms, which aren't always on my side. What was the other thing I was going to say? Oh yes, tomorrow we are going out to Achigill Tower. So if anyone wants to look up Achigill Tower, it's a local historic building. I will look up some facts to share with you tomorrow about Achigill Tower. We are taking a piper, and I'm so excited to see and hear this piper with Achigill Tower in the background. This whole week has been amazing for me. I've just been so pleased and grateful that people are wanting to share my inspiration and this Scottish landscape. So it's amazing for me to share. So just give me feedback. Let me know if there's anything else that you would want to see, because after this week I don't know what I'm doing, whether I continue to share things. I like to, so just let me know if that's you'd like to see more. What was the other thing I was going to say? Oh yes, and on Sunday for the closing evening, we've actually got more musicians lined up. It's Peter and Christopher Nicol, who are father and son, and I believe they are on, I think Peter plays guitar and Christopher definitely plays accordion. Amazing. They're going to come and play some tunes for us. So make sure it's 7 o'clock on Sunday, so tune in for that one. But leading up to that, we've still got Achigill Tower tomorrow at 6 o'clock, and I'm going to be at John O'Groats, not said with a Scottish accent, sorry, very English that one. John O'Groats, 6:15 on Saturday. We're going live up there. So yeah, just amazing to have you here. Thank you. And I take a breath. I think that's me. Yeah, just seeing your comments, fantastic to watch. Thank you. Yeah, so if you want more painting demos, let me know. Just let me know. Okay guys, I'm gonna go. Brilliant, thank you Arlene, bless you, thank you. Yeah, I'm gonna go. The sunlight's still out a little, so I might even manage a walk. It's lovely to have you here, Bianca. I'm so glad you followed me over, and we'll definitely have a chat soon. How do I find info on your courses? Okay, so the website for the courses are, oops, sorry guys, you moved, havenhouseart.com. havenhouseart.com, and that's all my acrylic work, which I paint in my maiden name of Lisa Weller. You will see that the recordings are on there. I've got 6 recordings. I have not even had the time to put in the next block, which is going to be October, November, December, and I'm going to be painting monthly. So I will be putting, after this exhibition's finished with the waves, I will be putting the classes in there for the acrylics. It would be lovely to have you there, Brenda. If you even if you've had no experience, we've had complete beginners take part, and it's lovely to have people creating things together. And we've had people all around the world like tuning into these. I did it all through lockdown, to be honest. It was lovely to have everyone coming together and creating from my little studio here, and then all of us tuning in and sharing our work afterwards. So it's great. Yeah, so thank you. Okay, I am going to go. The dog's just started barking as well. So thank you guys. Bless you. Thank you for being here. And I will see you tomorrow for pipes at Achigill.